Hello chess fans, this is me again, Rafael Leite from Canal Xadrez Brazil, which is one of the main chess streaming channels in Brazil. And I'm here to present you with more data concerning that Hans Niemann's controversy. So I have made a study, so a little bit of my background. I am a data scientist and also production engineering from University of São Paulo here in Brazil, and I'm also a chess streamer, so I'm putting together those skills and trying to bring some light. Okay, I will very soon write a white paper of the methodology I am applying to bring some light, statistics that can indicate strange things in this Niemann's cheating scandal. Okay, so that's what this is all about. In the previous video, I have shown many data from Gukesh player, which is a prodigy, and also compared with Hans Niemann's data, and it has been a strong evidence that there is a correlation between the rating that the player have, and the accuracy measured by the computers. So we can use Stockfish 15, latest version with neural networks, and compare each move of a player's entire career, okay? And then we measure, okay, the computer moves against every single move of that player's career, and then we can find a lot of stuff about that player, okay? And now I will show many of you were showing that is there really a correlation between rating and accuracy? Okay, so let's show that, and there is, okay? So for this study we have gathered data from all those giant players: Magnus Carlsen, Arjun Erigaisi, Alireza Firouzja, Fabiano Caruana, Praggnanandhaa, Gukesh, Vincent Keymer, and the list goes on. Okay, so those are the players, not one or two players, but now really our database is really getting it's getting started. Okay, the chess database is huge, but this is already very relevant data. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide, where we have drawn this beautiful finding for chess. Okay, there is a correlation between the rating of the player, okay, the ELO, the rating, and the accuracy. Okay, and how do we measure accuracy? Well, we have this measure, which is the average centipawn loss. Okay, so we are measuring the evaluation from the computer from that move, from a specific move in a game, and it's saying that the evaluation of that move, and then we compare to the move that was actually done by that player, and this difference, okay, this is measured in centipawn loss. You can never make a move, virtually you can never make a move better than the engine. As human, you can at most do a move with the same best evaluation, and rather than that, an inferior move. So the difference between the computer move and the move that was actually played is measured by centipawn loss. Okay, 100 centipawns, it's like 1 pawn. Okay, so yes, we have a strong correlation between the rating of the player and the average centipawn loss. This is huge finding. And also another very important huge finding here is regarding the variance. Okay, so how is that player consistent? Well, is that rating and consistency related? And yes, it's shown here, and we can measure consistency by measuring the average, the standard deviation, about the moves, from the moves which were played in the games. Okay, so for every game. Okay, so now we considered more than 400,000 data points. Okay, so many moves being analyzed by Stockfish, and every data point was measured by Stockfish, which means apply. It was every half move, every move that was made by a player was considered here from all those players that I showed you in the beginning of the video. So here we have it, very significant analysis and significant results. and it shows that for a 2200 rated player, the average centipon loss is around 39. Okay, so every move he does is expected that he will lose about 0.39 points in centipon scale. Okay. And of course, as the player is increasing his quality, his understanding more about chess, then he make many mistakes, okay? Then he has better quality moves, and then he get extra rating points. He's performing well in the tournament, so that's very logical. That's very logical. And also regarding consistency, okay? So the standard deviation, the variation of the quality of your moves, they lower as you get as you become a better player. All right, that's very logical. So you are more consistent. It's less common that you make a good game and then a bad game after the good game, and then you find a good move, then you make a blunder. So as you become more and more professional, okay, this kinds of situation tends to lower down. This is pretty obvious, but what was not so obvious was the linear correlation between rating points and those measures, which is a huge finding. This is a game changer. We can use this for many things in chess, for coaching, for identifying the maturity of a player, the stage of a player. Is he going down? Is it time for him to retire? Is there a cheater? So this is indication of many things and can be applied to many. This opens, okay, a huge possibilities. All right, so this is a huge finding, and here for the statistical guys, we have the correlation matrix, and this is showing 0.99. This is 99% correlation. The minus signal here represents that this is inverse correlation. So the higher the rating, the lower the average centipon loss. Okay, so you will be more accurate. Okay, and the same goes for the standard centipon loss. Okay, there's a strong correlation, 99%. Okay, so this is beautiful, isn't it? This is beautiful. This is huge finding. Okay, and now let's take a look at that. How does that apply in the real world? Oh, let's look at Gukesh, this prodigy, 16 years old Indian guy, which is really playing and growing really fast. And it's beautiful to see this talent. This is a great talent. And when we look at all his games, we're talking about more than 600 games, more than 24,000 data points analyzed, okay, to bring this data here, which shows the consistency of the player, the average centipon loss. And we can see that when Gukesh was 2300 guy, he was like more than 30 centipon average loss, okay, the average centipon loss. And then as he is getting better, this data from Gukesh career also is linear related, okay, as we can see here, as we should expect from our previous findings. All right, so this is a perfect line for Gukesh, and as we can see, he reached 2700, okay, rating, and now he's like near to 22 centipon average centipon loss, which is huge. Remember this number. This is a magical number, okay? 2700 player, super GM level, it's around 22 centipon average centipon loss, okay? Which was stated here. Let's go back, step back only for a while. We should expect 22 for a 2700 player and 38 for the standard deviation. Let's look at Gukesh again. And yes, here it is, very near 38. So it really shows that Gukesh is a 2700 player. He's definitely a super grandmaster, and his data is showing that it's according to what is expected from our study. Okay, huge, beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's take a look at Vincent Keimer. He's another giant, little giant, this prodigy from Germany. And he's also very linear, 96% linearity correlation here from his average centipon loss and his rating, and also good correlation between his rating and standard deviation for centipon loss. Okay, so that's really as expected. And again, he's below 22. below 22. So yes, he's he's indeed a super grandmaster. And here it is around 40, which is truly good. 38 for Super GM. So really near 38. Very good here for Vincent Keimer. Right, let's take a look at the Praggnanandhaa, Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa, the Indian prodigy, another Indian prodigy. And here he is, very linear, because he's very young, and we have data here from a few games when he was like 1800, 1900, 2000. Then the correlation gets a little bit disturbed, but still 90% correlation between his rating and average centipon loss. And if we remove this data and only show 2200 up, this is a lot more correlated. So, but this is clearly linear, and more than 700 games, more than 28,000 data points, and we have this beautiful line when where Praggnanandhaa had 30 more centipon average centipon loss, and now he's there around 22, which is expected for a Super GM. Remember, 22, and here 38, here it is. So confirming the standard deviation here, the average standard deviation for centipon loss, around 38, which is expected for a Super Grandmaster. Congratulations, Praggnanandhaa, you're clean. And now let's take a look at this giant guy, Magnus Carlsen here. Have you ever heard about Magnus Carlsen? Okay, I bet you have. And here his results also show a great correspondence between his average centipon loss and his rating. Okay, this is show linearity, and he's just insanely below 18 points. He's around 17 points average centipon loss. This is amazing. This is really amazing. And also, we can see that the standard deviation has also a correlation, strong correlation, and it is below 35. It's 33 possibly. This is really huge. So that's Magnus Carlsen. Here we have Caruana. Look at this, almost perfect line here, and 1,000 games for Caruana, more than 40,000 data points, and good correlation for both ACPL and STD-CPL. And as we can see, Caruana is below 17 average centipon loss. This guy is a monster, and also below 35. So this is another category. This is more than Super Jam. This is 2800 plus. I think Caruana is not 28 plus still, but yes, he has one of the most highest ratings in history, as far as I remember, 2842, if I'm not mistaken. And here we have Hans Niemann. So until 2018, his numbers shows really linear results. So when he was like 2000, he had 44 for accuracy, average centipon loss, and then he was getting better. And here at the end of 2017, he was reaching like 35% ACPL, 35, not 22 like Praggnanandhaa, like the others, okay? But 35, he's a strong player. He's getting near 2300 or something like that. And here also the standard deviation is getting better. He's getting more consistent. Still very high, around 60, still very high, around 60. But yeah, he's a good player for sure until 2018, okay? Which is in like half of this chart of rating growth here in the screen. But what is very strange is what happens after 2018, because there's no more correlation between his accuracy and his rating. Okay, so all of a sudden, let's go back here. He was around 35 ACPL, okay, around 35, and now all of a sudden he's 26. And when he reached to 2400 rating, his ACPL increased. What is supposed to decrease? So increased to almost 30, 28.5. And then it went back to 25. And when he reached 2700, he's still 25. Not 22 like Praggnanandhaa, 20, 22, still 25. Very strange indeed. And when we look at the standard deviation, wow, that's bizarre because the number is huge. This standard deviation shows that his moves have no consistency. Okay, sometimes he plays like a machine, and sometimes he plays like a average grandmaster, like an average grandmaster. Okay, actually this number is supposed to be a 2500 player. Let's go back to the first chart. Remember this number 48 and 25. Okay, let's look at here. 27, 47, very close. This is what is expected for a 2500 player. So what does it mean when you look at this? When you look at this data, Hans Niemann's numbers shows numbers from a 2500 player, and what is very and there are many things that are strange here. Okay, so until 2018, he was playing not like a 2500. He was playing like a 2300, and then all of a sudden, since 2018, he started to play like a 2500, and still nowadays he has made no progression. Little progression, and he's still with 2500 results numbers for the average Centipon loss and for the standard Centipon loss. So how the heck he achieved 2700 rating with this performance? This is truly odd. So here are the conclusion, guys. Let's wrap it all up. Is there a correlation between those indexes, average Centipon loss, standard deviation Centipon loss, and rating? Yes, the higher the rating, the lower you should expect for ACPL and STD-CPL. Okay, with 99% correlation, with huge number of data points. All right. So another conclusion: talents, really good and real talents, reach ACPL below 22. When reaching 2700, when becoming Super Jam. Niemann continues with ACPL of 26. What should be expected for 2500 players? All right, he has never reached 22, like Praggnanandhaa, Vincent Keymer, but still he has the same rating as them. Talents arrive the standard deviation Centipon loss below 38 when reaching Super GM level. Niemann continues with 47, which is huge for a 2700 player. This is expected for 2500 player. Okay. Here it is in Portuguese. Talents, sorry about that. Talents decrease. I have made this video for Portuguese channel today. So talents decrease in ACPL and standard DCPL linearly. Okay. So you should expect those numbers to decrease linearly as rating grows, okay? And Niemann decreased ACPL and STD-CPL linearly until 2018. From 2018 on, okay, he made a leap in both metrics and kept them linearly, regardless of rating range, during 4 years, 2018, 19, more than 4 years. Still nowadays, okay? So very odd. And anomalies. So here is also in Portuguese. Anomalies, okay? Niemann's data's growth, rating growth, ACPL level, and STD-CPL by rating range are inconsistent with expectations and unprecedented in chess history, okay? Niemann's level in ACPL and standard CPL, STD-CPL, is still very low compared to other players, okay? So what we concluded, is that's it. Hans Niemann is not a genius, okay? He's a strong player. He's a grandmaster level. Maybe around 2500. Maybe around 2500, okay? But then we come with these questions. What can explain a 2500 level player achieve 2700? Is it the high variation? Does that mean anything? Is it any way related to the fact that he cannot explain his games in an interview? Maybe it is. And what should we search from now on? How can we find more evidence with the data that we have so far? So yeah, my friends, that's it. I hope you have understood this data. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that somehow it comes to FIDE. Maybe FIDE starts to use ACPL and STD-CPL for you know, cheating detection and other stuff? Maybe, who knows? All right, so that's my duty, to show evidence and bring some light to all those numbers with the background I have as a data scientist and also as a chess lover. Okay, I hope that helps you understand something. Thank you so much for your audience and see you next video. Bye.